What's up? Welcome. Boom. We're live. So, who's ready to complain? No, I don't think there's going to be too many complaints. Welcome to the stream. You know, Tingle is done. We did Tingle. That's a 20-something hour game done. And we said goodbye to some new friends. And some old friends. And some friends that maybe we didn't want as friends, like Tingle himself. But, today, I'm starting a new series, Secret of Mana. This is something that I said I wanted to do for a while. I haven't played Secret of Mana in like 5 years. And this is definitely one of my favorite games from when I was a kid. Hasn't aged, it aged a little bit like sour milk at times. But other aspects of this game are wonderful. Which is why you may ask yourself, Vinny, are you playing the original? Or are you playing the remake? And after much deliberation, I've decided to play the original. That's not Secret of Mana. Just double checking. Yeah. I love this game so very much. And we're doing the original, and I'll tell you why while I'm playing the game. But first, the music. Man, I love that music. Man. So yeah, the Hiroki Kikuta is how you say that, I think. That's who did the soundtrack. Someone said, Vinny, why no remake? And I'm gonna tell you all about that in a minute. Also, Vinny, do you like this better than Chrono Trigger? No, I don't. But I love this game. It is like a 20-something hour game, so I'm not doing co-op, because that would just take probably 7 or 8 months. So, yeah. So, I'm gonna go with the, hang on a minute. I'm gonna go with the original names. I just want to get how to spell them. It's Randy. I've never done this with their original names, because I never knew them. I think my parents had this habit of throwing out instruction manuals in boxes, so I just, you know, I would get the game and then, oh, the box is gone. Randich? Okay, so Randy, Prim, and Popoy. So I'll tell you about my history with this game, because it's pretty intense. This game means a lot to me. 1993. This was the game that got me into Square. How do you smash a fortress with the mana sword, you may ask? Yeah, I don't know. It's a good sword. That's a good line. I've always liked that line. Just a really short, concise, good intro to a video game. I recognize this game's flaws. I'll talk about them. But the reason I'm doing the original is, well, you'll find out in a minute. Be quiet! The Elder will find us here and he'll be mad! So instead of the shitty voice acting for the remake, you get my shitty voice acting. Yeah, we're not supposed to be here. There's a ghost around. Ha! Do you really believe that? People say that to scare us! Hang on a minute. But I heard Grandma say something about a shiny object near the falls. That must be some kind of treasure. We have to find it. Help! I'm falling! Ah! He's not a silent protagonist. That's all you need to know. Ouch. Whew, no way to get back up. Now what am I gonna do? These sprites still look beautiful. Yeah, he could survive all that. That's fine. Please play Randy as Randy Marsh. I'm good. Yeah, the game still looks good. This was originally designed for the SNES. There's an add-on, and they had to cut a lot of stuff from the game because this add-on had more room. But I think I've completed this game, you know, like a dozen times when I was a kid, and I probably started new games of it 24 times. Was it supposed to be the PlayStation? The village is this way. I have to find something to cut through. They're just little bushes, dude. Who are you? What's this sword doing here? It's always a sword. It's always in a stone. It's not the most original or deepest story. In fact, there's not a ton of story. A lot of it was kind of cut and mistranslated. I'll tell you about that later. Anyway, Randy sees a ghost. It is I who asked. The sword. Say what? The brilliant light is gone in an instant. I have to get back. So, the game is a little Zelda-like. I'm gonna explain this game over the course of many streams. Probably. And, I've got so much to talk about. This is one of those games like my Chrono Trigger streams where I know way too much about the game and probably have forgotten most of it, sadly. Wow, what's a rabbite doing in a place like this? So in this game, you have to wait for the meter to fill up before you can get your full attack power. So it's a bit Zelda, but also a little bit like Final Fantasy. See, if you hit without it filling all the way, you do less damage. I love this game, but not specifically for its combat. I feel like the combat's a little lame, and I was holding out for the remake possibly updating it, but it didn't. It is exactly the same, which is one of the reasons I decided to play this version instead. It's dated, and it's a little wonky, and there's no block or anything. Not that it needs that, but I feel like there could have been a couple of things to, like, streamline it. Apparently they didn't get rid of the ring system here, or improve it in any way. Which is, you know, for equipping things. So that's also something I was hoping they would do. So it just felt, when I read about this thing, it just felt lazy to me. I guess guess we'll stick with the basic window. One thing you can do in the remake is attack in multiple directions. This one it's just 4, but luckily the range of motion is wide enough. Another great game, Secret of Evermore, uses a very similar system to this, though Evermore kind of fell apart in a few places. I still think it's a worthy addition to your library. It's a good game. Not everyone's favorite, but I like it. However, I would argue that Seiken Densetsu 3, the Japanese-only sequel to this, is probably better than this. Voice work, 3D, and such is not lazy. Well, when you take all the charm and personality out of the visuals, it's a little lazy, I'd say. I feel like maybe they could have done a little bit more to retain some of the personality. And yeah, the voice acting is pretty bad. I mean, sure, you want to say that it's not lazy, that's fine. It looks like a fucking cell phone game. It's not a remake. It's just an update with 3D graphics. It's wasted effort is still effort, someone said in chat. I'll concede. You know what? You're right. It's not lazy, it's just bad. If you like it, I don't want to take that away from you. Remember that. I'm not here to shit on your punch bowl. Or in it. I really just want you to enjoy what you enjoy. I prefer the original after watching a lot of footage of the remake. It's a remaster with voice acting, but one of the beautiful things about this game is the artwork. And cell phone-esque sprites doesn't do it for me, man. And also 40 bucks. Am I gonna drop 40 bucks on a game that I'm not fully into? I'll just play the original instead. You can turn off the voices, so then why not just play this? Okay, Vinny, you say it looks like a cell phone game. Explain what you mean. I can't believe I have to defend my position on this. So look at it. And it looks like, okay, so they're selling it on the PC and the PS4. I'm gonna just kill a couple more rabbits, don't mind me. It's a game that they're selling for 40 bucks on the PS4, Xbox One, and on PC. What I'm trying to say is, it looks like a 3DS/cell phone game for a $40 game to come out on those platforms. If it was a 3DS remake, maybe then I'd understand it. And Vita. Well, Vita was the reason I think the graphics had to go that low. Now, okay, fine, graphical fidelity aside, the art direction is bland and lifeless, in my opinion. You might find that different, and you might want to spend your 40 bucks on the remake. I have no interest in doing that, not after finding out that they didn't fix any of the gameplay. I saw footage of, like, the ice area, I saw footage of the desert, and I was like, no, I'm good. So there you go. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. It's not on Xbox? Never mind then. It's on everything but Xbox, all the other ones I listed. It's not, listen, okay, I want to go and say a couple other things. It's not totally devoid of personality. It has some personality. I don't think that the character models look too bad. But I have, like, an attachment to the original and the sprite work. And I think that this is just a stronger art direction in general. And it can be difficult to translate sprites into 3D and really retain some sense of whatever it is, charm, you know? So I'm not really feeling it. And the music also was remixed. I've heard some of the tracks. Some of them are okay. Most of them that I've heard are not good. But you could also turn it off. So if I can turn off the voice acting, and I can turn off the music, all that's left is the graphics. No update to the gameplay. No fixing the radial menus. No, you know... I was hoping... Okay, so in Secret of Mana, you have to pause the game to select the magic you want to use. And it takes a while. I don't like that very much. That's one of the things that I didn't like when I was a kid. I especially don't like it now. It would have been nice if there was an update to that where you could just press the button and use the magic, but you can't. So again, my whole thing is this. If you're gonna do a remake, I feel like you could do more. If it looks that drastically different, do a little bit more. Improve the quality of life. Yeah, desert, pretty much. Someone in chat said, Vinny, you played Chrono Cross and that looks like ass. Does anyone else see how that is a different thing entirely? That's different. That's a PlayStation 1 game that I had already. It's different. Bit of a false equivalency. I don't really, I don't agree with you on that one. Okay. Listen. Enjoy your remake. I'm gonna stream the original. You have whatever things in life that make you happy, you go do them. This makes me happy. Chrono Cross also doesn't look that bad. It's got, actually, I would say Chrono Cross looks great compared to most PS1 RPGs. The character models are really good. The backgrounds are gorgeous. The cutscenes are really nice. Yeah, no, I disagree totally. Yeah. Chat Yacht, what are you doing? Come on. I thought you were Brain Yacht. What are you doing? Okay. Level 3. No, it's good. I don't mind the debate. I don't mind going back and forth a little bit. I'm not trying to get confrontational. I just want to explain my stance on why I decided that the remake is not really worth it. It's good because I now fully explained my point. And anyone who's curious in the future, I could just tell them to watch this. It's all good. I'm okay with it. Not like I didn't expect it to happen. Alright. There's a strange guy in here, he looks kinda scary. So I did my level 3 grinding, which is a bit of a tradition for me. You see that, Randy? A minute ago, something lit up the sky near the falls. I have a real bad feeling about this. So this is the town of potatoes. Hey Randy, stop playing with that sword before you hurt someone. Yeah, so this is your typical setup. Your typical JRPG Square Enix, oh, sorry, Squaresoft setup. You know, boy from a small town becomes a hero. So there's these dudes. Hang on a minute. These dudes just dance. They like to dance. Every shop has one of these dudes and they all dance. Overalls, and I can buy a bandana now. So yeah, I mean, here's another thing too. I'm gonna point out throughout this playthrough some of the things that I find, let's just say, a little dated and frustrating. And one of those things is, you know, you can't compare what you have equipped. You don't know what you have equipped. You have to go into the menus first to find it. So minor things that take up, you know, a couple seconds, they add up over time. That's stuff that could easily be fixed. Just, you know, Help it along. Vinny, can we compare the old dance to the new dance? I saw the new dance. It's very, well, it's... Let's take a look at it. Here, while we're at it, I'll let you guys take a look at this footage, because... Maybe you'd have some interest to see what I was talking about when I say cell phone game. Here, let's see what the... Actually, I'm kind of curious about the music. Are you kidding me? Yeah, cool music! The dance wasn't nearly as offensive as the music. Holy shit! I have no opinion on the dance. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna use this stream as a way to shit on the remake anymore. Let's just pretend that the remake is a different dimension. That guy seems to be a knight from somewhere. I wonder what he's doing. What gave it away, the armor? Vinny, would you say your bias is clouding your judgment of the remake? Yes, absolutely. Not even gonna deny that. I love the original, and of course I'm gonna be hard on the remake. And that's one of the reasons why I deliberated so long. Of course. Randy, you're not hurt. They just told me what happened. I thought you were a goner! I told you it was stupid to bring someone like him along. You idiots! Aren't you told not to go there? Huh? Randy? What's that you have? Oh no, it couldn't be. Cool, did you find the treasure? Way to go. What have you done? How could you have pulled out the mana sword? Not the master sword, the mana sword. It's impossible. The mana sword? Legend has it that our village is finished. Okay, now this is one of those weird translation things that I didn't understand as a kid. You gotta understand, I had a hard time understanding some of the details of the story in this game because the translation was so weirdly botched. There's actually a mod, there's a patch for the ROM that updates the translation. But I'm playing it, warts and all, as was. If the sword is removed. And here it is. It said that the mana sword has been protecting our village from disaster. I read somewhere that they had limited space. They had to fit all the translation into the limited dialogue boxes or something. I don't know how true that is. But yeah. So that's it. That's why all the monsters are attacking us now. How could an outsider like you yank out the sword and bring doom to all of us? Hey, stop it. You did it! I fucking hate Elliot so much. It's your fault! Help, a monster! You don't have a sword! Or you do have one, don't you use it! Hey, can you hear me? Watch how the monster moves before attacking. Yeah, I didn't understand that as a kid. I just would get in there and start attacking. So things like dodging and blocking are just handled automatically. It's all RNG. This was going to be a Nintendo PlayStation game, right? So then, like I said, a number of the visuals had to be scaled down a bit. The amount of content in the game had to be lowered. So, they made do, and I think they did a great job. This is one of the nicer looking SNES games. I died at this boss and I stopped playing it, says Lynn in chat. You know, I've died to that boss too many times to not level a little bit on the rabbits. Seiken Densetsu 3 is much better visually, though. That's a beautiful game, too. I agree. And that has an even nicer visual style. You did it! I'll pull you up! You want to know about the Nintendo PlayStation? Okay. Are you guys going on about Lin? The name Lin? Like Buttons Lin? Ah! That appears to be the real Mana Sword. Huh? What? It is supposed to be pulled out by a knight in times of great trouble. Problem is, you're too young. Something must have happened to the Mana Sword. Here, it's yours. Sorry, but the sword is losing its power and it must be re-energized. Only the person who pulled it free can do that. Well, what should I do? Visit Sage Luca in the Water Palace. She's been protecting these lands for over 200 years. Listen to her advice. Is it okay if she's 200 years old? Randy, the Elder wants you in his house. Well, I have to be off. Oh, my name is Gemma. I'll wait for you inside the Water Palace. Elder, we can't go on like this. Yeah, there's no relief in sight. Like, I just pulled the sword out, like, 10 minutes ago. Oh, Randy, you've really done it to me this time. The reason why monsters have appeared is because you removed the sword! It's settled. We can't let Randy stay in the village anymore. If we do, more monsters will come after him. Just kinda like... Go! Get out of here! Yeah, on your way now. They really, they're a bunch of fucking bastards. I don't want to do this, but I have no choice. Going to have to ask you to leave the village. You can take what's in the treasure chest downstairs. So that's why I felt like something awful was going to happen. I took you in, and I raised you, but there's nothing I can do to help. Please forgive me. Heading out. See you later! I love the way the NPCs just run into walls indiscriminately. I've always enjoyed that about this game. I know I've told you this before, but your mother brought you to this village when you were just a baby. Soon afterwards, she disappeared. I took you and I've done my best to raise you, but now we must part. I truly hope you can find your mother someday. Goodbye, Randy. Now get the fuck out of my village! This is the village of potatoes. We don't let goobers like you in. It's so sudden. But, I mean, you know, they're just gonna take that dude's word for it. You know, the guy that showed up, like, a day ago, that no one knows. He just, you know, he's got armor. And so what happens is he's like, it's this guy! He pulled the sword out of the stone! He's making the monster show up! Well, what if it's fucking earthquakes? It's okay. It's better this way. It's more fun. Getting kicked out of the village. Have everything you need? Yep. You are now hereby banished from Potatoes Village. Now get out of here. There's a way to get back in, you know. Vinny, can you explain the hype around this game? It's just a good game. It's a nice looking, sounding... It's got some emotional moments in the story, but overall it's just a straightforward, good action RPG.
We the Cannon Travel Brothers are building a global network! Going to the water palace? Gemma's already left. He paid your way too. Hop in. Well, if you want to walk to the water palace, head west.
They took the cannon launching out of the remake. Okay, I don't want to hear anything else about the remake. I don't want people to not enjoy it if they bought it. I want people to make up their own mind, just as I have. But that's a shame. This is how they get around in the land of mana. Yes, this. He's alive. He's good to go. We came from Pandora to fight Eleni, the witch in the haunted forest. We need a whip to go through the shortcut to the castle of Eleni, the witch. That's Major Dyluck. This mission will be full of danger, but we'll do our best. Gambate. Major Dyluck, all set. Right, let's go. Can't do anything there. You need a whip, apparently. I mean, you can just blast off into the air in a cannon. That's no problem. But you need a whip to get over there. You can't just climb down. So now, even though I think that this game is not the best SNES game, I have a lot of nostalgia and memories. So when, you know, when I talk about bias, of course. I mean, I grew up with this game. I played this with my cousin every Sunday for months and months and months. I was so sad when it was over. And like 3 weeks after we beat the game, we started a new game. It was an amazing, fun experience, you know. I was 8. I turned 9 playing this game. And I ended up really enjoying it. I played it on my own. Yeah, I just think it's a really great game that has a lot. I can't stop saying really great game, can I? But it has everything I want in a Super Nintendo game. So there's a lot of nostalgia. You know, it's got swords, it's got magic, it's got dungeons, good music, good visuals, bobs. Yes, there's bobs. What did Randy say? I missed it. I hit the button by accident. Randy was like, he just insulted Luca. And yeah, anyway. I was distracted by thinking about bobs, but there's bobs in the game. So he insulted Luca, basically. He asked where Luca was, thank you. Hey, how rude. Luca, it's nice to see you again. Welcome. What, you mean this girl is 200 years old? See, this trope goes way back. Luca, monsters are invading villages. He just fought one. I know, the ebb and flow of water brings me news from around the world. Mana's power is growing weak. That's why this boy was able to take the sword. When he did, the balance of mana in this area shifted and monsters revived. This is, a lot of exposition dump area. There are evil monsters working to seal away the power of the mana sword. By defeating those evil monsters, you can restore the sword's mana power. The power is kept in orbs that look like it regained some power from the mantis ant. That's right, mantis! There must be more hidden orbs which hold mana power for the sword. And you must find someone who can forge the sword to release its stored power. So, monsters, sword lost power, gotta get it. Gemma, watch out for the Empire, it seeks to obtain the Mana Fortress. You mean, the one that destroys the world in that fairy tale? That's no fairy tale, the Empire is trying to awaken it. There's an Empire, of course, which I feel like the Empire was a bit underdeveloped. They could have done more with them. The Empire is going to unlock the seals from the world's mana seeds. A bunch of strangers have already started snooping around this palace. No, you know what? There's a good amount of Empire in the game. Something is very wrong in Pandora. Could the Empire be involved? I don't know, Gemma. See the King of Pandora and tell him to be cautious. Right, I'm on my way. Randy, you go to the cave called Gaia's Navel. Dwarves live in that cave. Yep, we're already going to dwarves. They make good weapons and know all about weapons. They make good weapons and know all about weapons. They may know somebody who can reforge and empower that sword of yours. As your sword's power and skill level increase, so too will your ability. Randy, what are you scared of? The fortress, I guess. Eons ago, the ancients used the mana fortress in their final battle, but even they could not control mana. In the end, it was your sword that saved the world. Survivors rebuilt the world to honor mana. I say mana, not mana. That is the mana sword, but its power is gone. It used its last ounce of power to summon you. Why me? Why did it choose me? I don't know, but now you must re-energize it. Okay. What should I do? You must become a hero who is worthy of the sword. Okay. Enough. Hold the sword up to the seat. I always thought she was, like, sick of me. I was like, why does she hate me? She's saying enough. I think, the name is, and it's not mana or mana, it's Monadnac. For a moment, the seed and the sword became one. You have sealed the mana seed with your mana sword.
Oh. Homie, did you seal the mana seed?
Now the mana power from the seed will be sent only to you and your sword. You'll be able- I'm just memeing at 5,000 miles a minute. You'll be able to gain power from the mana seed wherever you are. The world has 8 palaces. Visit them all and receive the power from them all. Take this spear with you. Mana Guardians used it long ago. It will grow and regain its power, just like your sword. There must be more weapons like this spear in the world. Find them. I'll restore you. So you can already... like, you can see all the tropes. You have the Zelda tropes of, like, the 8 palaces. You know, you've got dwarves, dragons. It's great. First, but remember, this is 1993, you could get away with how generic this was. Even though it's not so generic, and you'll see later on, there's some weird fucking shit that happens in this game. Including a cameo appearance by the most amazing video game character in existence. You'll see. First, head for Gaia's Navel, like Gemma said. Look for the underground palace. To reach Gaia's Navel, head south through the realm of Pandora. Okay. You can take my word for it when I say there's nothing here, but I'll just show you. I remember thinking as a kid, what is this? Camera's a little fucked in this game. It shows too much behind you, not enough in front of you, but c'est la vie. Like I said, I'd be happy to point out where the game has not aged well. There's plenty of places. However, one of the things that's great about the game is that the weapons feel pretty different from each other. Mostly. So it's not just, straight up Zeld. So the spear's pretty good. It's got a little bit of range. On the sword, it can't cut through bushes and grass though. So this isn't the character I was talking about, but if you've never played this, I think you'll enjoy this very much. What you got? It's Neko.
Really? Yeah! What'll it be?
This was my first exposure to the Japanese language without knowing. Years later, when I found out that Neko meant cat, I was like, no!
Perfectly priceless items available.
The only problem is Neko doesn't dance. It's like, come on, son, do the dance. Oh, another thing, just a technical limit. Why did it get all crusty? It's weird. Another technical limitation is some of the music doesn't play while you're in menus and fighting. Like, listen. Listen to the piano. Okay, I will say this, that's a thing that the remake did fix. There was not enough audio channels. It's just, again, a limitation of the SNES. Maybe if this was released on the Super Nintendo, the Sony PlayStation Nintendo thing, then it would have been fixed, but... alright, so someone asked me to explain that. First, goblins. So Nintendo and Sony were, in a partnership for a little while to develop, like, an add-on, or possibly a new system entirely, from, the SNES. And it was gonna be like a Nintendo PlayStation. But, after their thing with, physics... no, after their thing with Philips... Hang on one second, I gotta plug my phone in. After their thing with Philips, all that nonsense, they pretty much shot that down right away. And actually it got pretty far along. I'm not explaining this very well. It got far along. You probably Google it. Just type like Nintendo, PlayStation add-on. Anyway, I don't know all the pertinent details, I'm sorry. Help, ouch.
You, do not move. Just stay still. You were very lucky. You were going to be our main dish.
Help! Let me go! From... I told you I was gonna do shitty voice acting.
You look delicious. Ah. Hey, the dancing has already begun. Let's join in.
Hang on, okay, wait, okay, it says here, Nintendo didn't like the way the royalties for disc game sales were going to pan out, so they went to Philips instead. Sony took the work they did and fleshed it out into their own system, which turned into the PlayStation. There you go. Okay, thanks, that's clarification. Hey. Hey, you! What on earth are you doing, you idiot? Please help me. Here. Definitely not Marl, without a doubt. Different character altogether. I owe you my life, but what are you doing here? I've been searching for someone. For a second I thought you were him. Case of mistaken identity, huh? I guess I lose. No, wait a minute. I'm only joking. Look, I'm in a hurry. You better get back to your home. Later. Hey, wait! Left without even telling me her name. To whack some mushroom fellas. Every now and then, when you get a critical hit, it says, mushroom got whacked. Also, just if you want a sense of the geography, this is the village. There's Potatoes Village. There's the cannon travel. I think I can get to Pandora now, and then, but I'm pretty sure you need cannon travel to get to Gaia's Navel. Mario, he's killing Toad. That's still like the best treasure chest open animation in video games ever. That just brings you up. You just jump when you get on that. So as you level up your weapon skills, you can charge them. Which is, you just hold the button. That can become a lifesaver. Leveling up gets you full health. Vinny, there wasn't a Twitter notification? Did anyone else not get a notification? This is Pandora. I was told to let you pass, through if you arrived. Sir Gemma of Taznica is in the castle with our king. Oh, and I wouldn't talk to the people in the town. There, some people got the Twitter notification. Town's fucked, mate. Don't you ever shut up? This is awful. It's as though they've lost their will to live. This is Pandora's castle. Someone said I finished Final Fantasy VIII, and I thought it was good. Why do people think it was terrible? The Empire attacked us once about 15 years ago. Have you ever seen an enormous tree called the Mana Tree? Well, I haven't. I wonder if Diluc is going to be back soon. He promised he'd play with me then. I think Secret of Mana was a bit ahead of its time. In many ways. The witch up north must be up to no good. People are acting strangely recently. People are acting very strange these days. It's almost like Tommy Wiseau himself wrote this script. This land has had it. It's been cursed by a witch. Final Fantasy VIII's fine. I think it's better than people give it credit for, but it didn't age for a lot of people as well as, like, 7. There's a lot of nostalgia for 7, not as much for 8. Dad, you're impossible! I'll make my own decisions about my life. Hey, it's the guy I saved. Say what? You're a swordsman? Huh? Oh, you mean this. This is great. I need your help. I helped you, didn't I? It's your turn. I'm gonna teach that witch a lesson. We're gonna save Diluc. But I've gotta go to the underground palace. Later! Right, let's go, Oh, I'm Randy. Oh, call me, So the Japanese version is Purim, but it's Prim. That's fine. I'll stick with the canon names. Surprised that they didn't have them as the default options. Okay, you can call me Prim. Final Fantasy VIII, I was thinking about it the other day. I really liked that game for everything but the draw system. Prim, I hate you, Dad! Okay, well, she arranged a marriage, or she got a marriage arranged for her by him. I'm not returning to this place ever. Randy, you're here. I suppose you've seen what happened to the people. The witch Eleni is draining people's energy. Those people are going to the ruins in the southern part of this town. I'll have a look around. Head for Gaia's navel. What a nightmare. The people in my country are acting like zombies. The troops I sent to fight the witch were captured. What? You and Dad made Diluc go to the witch's castle? How dare you try to drive Diluc and me apart? How rude. Be that way. Let's go, Randy. Expelled from your village. Well, this realm too is having problems. It would probably be best if you also left this country right away. No one wants me around. Oh dear. Up to now this place has been such a peaceful country. You can't enter. I just did. A lot of sad frogs in chat. People have experience with being told to leave. What, like you just get to your friend's house? You should probably leave. Gonzalo! Too real. This place has good armor. Shame the dude can't talk. He can dance, if he wants to. Whoa, customer. Nothing much here, though. Kung Fu suit? Let's see. I have to find out what I have already. Again, a little tedious. So you have... Kung Fu suit. I could buy a ribbon. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this, but it's not in the same league as Chrono Trigger for me. Chrono Trigger I could play once a year and not have a problem with it. This I'm good at this time in my life taking a break of like 5 years. That's fine for this game. It's just a normal looking dude. Just, you know, cool normal place. Bunch of cool, normal people not saying a word. You know, I haven't played Vagrant Story. I've heard very, very good things about it. There's a lot of really good PS1 RPGs I never played. Okay. So now we get into some of this music. While the music, you know, just fades out of existence every now and then because you've whacked a mushroom. Vinny, shouldn't you give her a weapon? Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. She doesn't start- oh, you know, she's got a spike knuckle. Now I can punch. Yeah, Kung Fu. Yeah, Randy's ass! I'm fine with the sword, though. Oh yeah, so here's the thing. The action grid. Allow me to explain. You can change their AI. I didn't know what the fuck this was for a couple years. Well, not years, but for... okay, for a while, I didn't know what this was. So you can make them approach more and attack more, or approach and guard. I think something like that seems to work well. So someone in chat said, so I take it the remake wasn't well received. Generally not received with flying colors. It was received with mediocrity. I explained everything earlier, so go rewatch that if you want to hear my thoughts on it. It'll make you mad, maybe. But I ultimately feel like it's not for me. Some people seem to enjoy it. You know, this takes me back to the Final Fantasy IV remake, which I actually liked a little bit. And again, it was on the DS. It wasn't a very powerful system, but they did the best they could. There were cutscenes, and it was okay. You know, they tried to get it up a bit. I didn't hate it, because it was on such limited technology, you could really not, you know... You couldn't kind of see what was happening too much anyway. They fixed a couple things. They had a couple new systems that were added to the game, like when you completed a floor, like the map 100%, you would get an item. Final Fantasy IV graphics did not age as well as this game, though. Whereas I feel like this is beautiful still, mostly. Or at least, let's just say competent. Final Fantasy IV is a little bland. It works. The enemies in the battle sequences look nice. But, I guess the purists for Final Fantasy IV would probably feel the same way I do about this game, as opposed to the remake. But you know, I never fucking finished Final Fantasy IV. I got to the moon, spoilers. Okay, let's talk remakes for a second. Not this one, but let's talk other remakes. What other remakes were any good? Wasn't there, like, a really horrific cell phone Final Fantasy VI that ruined the sprites? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Wind Waker HD was a good one. Resident Evil 1 is one of the best remakes ever. The FF6 remake on... the cell phone was ported to Steam. I'm so sorry to hear that. The Final Fantasy IX remaster for Steam is actually competent and super faithful. Shadow of the Colossus on PS4 looks really good. Yeah, the Final Fantasy IX thing, the only thing that pisses me off is that they lost the backgrounds. I really, really wish we could have gotten those backgrounds in as high quality as possible. It sucks that someone deleted the backgrounds for Final Fantasy IX and they had to go with the shitty, low-quality ones. Otherwise, yeah, I've heard good things. Also, Twilight Princess was a pretty faithful... It wasn't... That was like a remaster. I guess remake and remaster is a different thing, right? If you're gonna go for a remaster, minimal new features is kind of acceptable, like an HD remaster, but if you're gonna go for a remake, I guess you get something like Ocarina of Time 3D, maybe? No, that's still kind of an HD remaster. HD. Well, maybe not HD. Heard about the kingdom. It's too laid back here. What? My son Diluc's too busy to visit me. Holy shit, we found Diluc's parents' house. Prim doesn't even care. Super Mario All-Stars. Best collection for your value. Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's just a remake through and through. I think there's degrees of remaster and remake. Like, there could be a scale. You know, all the way on the left, you have remaster, which means less was done. And all the way on the right, you have remake. Final Fantasy VII is all the way on the right. And then you have, like, Ocarina of Time 3D, which is, like, 10% from the left. Or maybe, like, 15% at most. What about Skyrim? Skyrim, they just slapped some textures and shaders and fixed the water up a little bit. And they left all the glitches in. Port, remaster, remake. That's a good point. What's the difference between a remaster and a port? I guess a remaster has new assets. Upgraded assets, perhaps? So yeah, there's a little bit of enemy killing, grinding going on here, but this is the game. Luckily though, it's not, you know, it's not too grindy. You don't have to, like, you can pretty much go through the areas one time and not have to go back and forth over and over and over again. A little bit of grinding can help, but it's not a very grindy game. It's just go through the game, kill the enemies, and you're good. Oh, and this is not like a 40-45 hour long RPG. Last time I streamed Skies of Arcadia, I think I clocked in at like 45 hours. Almost 50 hours. Final Fantasy VII, same thing. This is a deal shorter. Does Vinny like Shadow of Colossus? I've streamed it. It was many years ago now, but I streamed it, and I loved it. It was the first time I played the game. I would not rule out the remake for PS4 for a future stream, but maybe not this year, maybe not next year.
Meow! We meet in a strange place! Need anything? Meow! Busy travelers! I'll even save the game!
Is Link's Awakening on the agenda for this year? Link's Awakening, yeah, the only reason I didn't do that before this is because I've done a lot of Zelda recently. Okay, remind me never to purr again. The chat just went fucking mental. So, yeah, you don't need a whole lot of those other items. As long as you're killing most of the enemies. And you got a bunch of candy for HP restoration. Hey, this isn't the way to the witch's castle. Where are you going? Underground Palace. I'm not going in. Are you going by yourself? Yes. Jeez, you're stubborn. Fine. I'm on my own. See ya. I mean, this is where you have to go. You kind of can't do the witch's castle first. That's the worst spell in the game. Because it just wastes your real lifetime. Every balloon that you guys witness and I witness is robbing us of life force. The precious moments that make up a lifetime, we don't have very many of those. Those balloons rob that from us. What was that, Jeff? Halfway through the forest, there's a spot that needs the axe. She agrees to go to the navel once you find that spot. Oh, you know, I never knew that. Oh, shit. Wait, so how do I get her back? You can... those motherfuckers, you can grind on them for a long time. Okay, well, she's gone for now. You get her again later, but I was wondering if there's a way to, like, go find her in the forest. Reload save. No, you don't need her. This isn't that difficult. I'm okay with it. I've done this part without her my whole life. I guess I never realized. There's actually a couple different ways you can go about the beginning. Like, I didn't have to go to Pandora at all. Bomb. That's another fun feature of the game. There's not too many branching paths in this game, but early on there's a couple. So wait, Jeff, you're playing the remake? You're streaming it? So, I'm assuming the game isn't as precious to you as it is for me, right? Like... So you're going in, what, for the first time, or...? It's rushed and sloppy, but it's okay. Yeah, it seems okay. I don't think it's, like, the worst trash ever made. You've beaten it like 20 times. Oh, shit, so it is precious to you, then.
Precious. Secret of Mana's precious.
I'm not purring, that's the game. Someone in chat just said, I refunded the remake and bought Metal Gear Survive. Holy shit, dude. I need proof. You gotta tweet me proof of this. That's savage. This game does have a bit of a zen to it, though. Even though the gameplay was a lot better when I first played it in '93, there is something still very hypnotic about the gameplay loop. Like, of just attacking. Waiting. Attacking. Stun-locking a goblin. It's quite nice. There's a couple of fun glitches in the game, too. There's also a face in the water, which I'll talk about eventually. There's a lot of strange things. There's a website devoted to some of the oddities of this game. If it didn't have Metal Gear in front of it, it would have been better received. No doubt. And they could have just used the Fox engine to make a generic shoot survival game, and I'm sure it would have been fine. But, you know, the same way the God Particle became the Cloverfield paradox. Money, money, money. And yeah, I've heard Metal Gear Survive actually wasn't a bad game overall. I heard it was pretty mediocre at times, but it's weird. Fucking my Twitter is half Vinny, this game is actually good, and half Vinny, stop, don't play it. What are you doing? I'm like, wait, I never said I was going to play it. But yeah, it's the spit on the grave, fuck the corpse aspect of it that people don't like. It's the treatment of Kojima and the franchise and just what Konami's become. The game could give you the sickest beach of your life, and it would still be hot garbage because it's not what people want. Oh my god, please. Yeah, this is the next 4 hours of the game, of the stream, of my life, of your life. Agreed. Oh, no! Listen, I am not leaving from this spot until these slimes are dead. Come on! Or until I'm dead, which is equally as likely. But yeah, this is a grinding spot right here. You could spend a long fucking time killing these slimes, getting all that experience for no reason. It's not that hard of a game early on. It does have a pretty intense difficulty spike. And it's a little jarring when it happens, but for, you know, a good portion of the beginning game, it's not too bad. Did you see that? We just transferred weapons telepathically. How good is the story in this game? I happen to like the story. I don't think it's terribly complex, but it is engaging enough, and I feel like the original Japanese translation, or version, you know, the original, probably fleshes out things a lot better. Yep, treasure chests with legs. Unfortunately, in this translation, you get some... Eh. The translator was disappointed by how much he ended up cutting out for the text boxes. Yeah, that's what I heard too. I just didn't know how to articulate that earlier. It was something... I knew it was something like that. Who translated this? Was this Woolsey? Alright, I've had enough. That was Ted. Good old Ted Woolsey. 2/3 of the game's story was cut. This is one of Woolsey's first translations. Yeah, there's some bizarre sentences. It's almost like Vinny-isms are in the game. It's charming. This music will eventually make you want to rip your ears off. Just give it some time.
This is the village of Dwarfs. Oh my, are you from the surface? A while ago, a Sprite's child was washed down here. It's the hood tricks! Say, show me that sword. It's covered with rust. It'll break in no time. I'm Watts, the blacksmith. I'll reforge it for 100 GP. Right, wait a sec. It's done. I've never seen a sword as fine as this one in my life. I hope someday I can forge such a splendid sword. Huh? What on earth? My hammer has started to glow. Wait just a minute. That must be the Mana Sword. Astonishing. Perhaps the power of the Mana Sword has seeped into my hammer. Great. Think I'll try and make an axe with this. Come back in a while.
Can someone link me to the... I knew I said I was gonna avoid Remake comparison, but just from morbid curiosity, can someone, link me to this song from the Remake? Is it like dubstep? Someone linked McCartney, temporary secretary. Get the fuck out of here.
I'll go there right now!
You can't go alone. Which? Go north to her castle in Haunted Forest and ask her to open the seal. Here is the set of bow and arrows we found when the little one washed up. Take them.
It's not any more or less annoying. I think it's equal levels of annoying. Just a different kind of annoying. It's more like Euro beat. You know, it's like a little techno-y. But you know, there's like a charm to this. It feels a little dwarvish, like silly dwarves. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a good... Thank you for the link, I appreciate that. That was fun. Sounds... Castle. Sorry. Just checking something out.
Step right on in. It's the Dwarf Village's world-famous exhibit hut. It'll be 50 GP. The show's just starting. First, cast your eyes on this Rabbite Man, the only one in the world. Take one Rabbite and one man, and it's a Rabbite Man. Hey, you, pipe down. Randy is so easily amused. And now, presenting an actual and very rare Sprite child.
Ooh hoo hoo. Won't you please help me?
Yes, folks, it's pure tragedy. Weep as you hear his story. This poor child has a 50,000 GP debt to pay off.
It's here working off the debt bit by bit. Oh, please, gentle people. Please help it. Even 100 GP would help. Okay. Oh, joy, thank you. I'll take that. Thank you so much. Well, how was that? What an actor I am. That guy was even crying.
Well, I wasn't too bad myself. We're gonna make a fortune.
Did you overhear what we just said?
Please forgive us. This child really is a Sprite child. It used to live in the Sprite's forest, but the flood brought it here. I thought I'd help it earn the money to return home.
Good idea, huh? Hey, you have to apologize too.
Okay, I was wrong. I'm ashamed of myself. I'll return your money.
Sorry. Didn't mean any harm. But harm you did. You can't do that. That was bad. What on earth? Something's coming. Yeah, this fight would be easier with, Prim. But, you know, it's just a fucking pineapple. Tropicalo is its name. Explosive Fruits is its game. Feed me, Seymour! Stealth hit. Got it in just before. Gets whacked. Not bad. Vinny, I had an incredibly hard time with this boss because I didn't know you could charge up your weapon. Oh, no shit.
Thank you very much.
I didn't need your help.
Hey, sorry about that. This child received such a shock from drifting here, it's lost all of its memories. Really is a nice child. It plays tricks on people sometimes, though.
Come on, old timer, give me a break. Take it easy.
Tropicalo broke out of a sealed palace. There must be a way into it.
Your memory might return if you receive some power from the mana seed. What? Really?
I'll go now, right now! Not alone, the palace was buried. There must be tons of monsters by now. Would you be so kind as to accompany this Sprite to the palace?
Yes.
What luck! Did you hear that, little one?
What's this? The remake boss music? It sounds like running in the 90s when it starts. Oh my... Oh. This is... this is at least okay. The likes and dislike ratio on this video is pretty intense, by the way. Hey, brother. Brother. My name is Randy. Okay, say, why don't you name me too? It'll make it easier on you. This one is Popoi. That's the official name. Pooey? No. Popoi. It's not Pooey. Pooey would have been nice too, though. Popoi, what kind of name is that? Like, nice to meet you. Good luck, you can get to the palace by way of a hole over there. But there is a lava field which Eleni made to seal the palace. First you have to go to Eleni's castle and ask her to dissolve the seal. Eleni used to be a good witch, but she's not anymore. Go north to the haunted forest, find her castle, and ask her to open the seal. Here are bow and arrows we found along with the little one. Take them! That reminds me, Watts the blacksmith was looking for you. Visit his workshop. Just 2 new weapons in a row. You get most of the weapons pretty early on.
Well, I tried making an axe, but it's no good. One do I. Got a boomerang, huh? Wait, I know. Try holding this axe. That's it. Mana power in these weapons doesn't work until you hold them. This axe is mighty special. You could even smash a boulder with it. Take it with you for 100 GP. There should be more mana weapons to find. Bring them to me. They need to be forged to release any mana received from the orbs. And only I can do it. Now let me show you a shortcut.
You could smash a boner with it.
This will make it a lot easier for you. Okay, which one's ready?
Heavy spear. Spear upgraded. So you get a bunch of different weapons. I'm gonna give Popoi the spear, because, you know, it's level 2 and all that. So, for the record, I used Popoi when I was a kid, and my cousin used Randy. That, you know, we took turns eventually. Like, the first playthrough I was Popoi, then the second playthrough I was Randy. But I used the spear. So that's the setup. And yeah, this is a natively 3-player game if you had a multi-tap. The reason I'm not doing the multiplayer now is because it would just fucking take forever. It would be like a 7-month-long stream. And, I'm not about that life. I can do it quicker on my own. Which is, you know, I like streaming alone. It's how I am. I enjoy. Great. Yeah, midge robe. It was a minge robe, guys. It's a different time. What does he have? There we go. alone with these 5K people. Sure, sure.
Yeah, we meet in a strange place.
That was an attempt at a purr. Alright, we'll save it here. That's a good place. 2 bosses in. I'm enjoying this all over again, and I'm playing it on a pretty damn good facsimile of an SNES controller. So that's cool. Forgot about that. You can press all the buttons to restart. Okay, Subnautica's next. We'll play more of this during the week. Did you make up a word? No, facsimile's a real word. I thought Vin wasn't gonna do another RPG. This one's barely. It's barely an RPG. It's, I mean, it has a little bit of story, but so much of it was cut. It's very truncated, and, it's mostly an action RPG, so... Alright. Yeah, I'm not ready for a long RPG yet. I'm not ready for like a really crazily story intensive RPG. Like, we got a lot of info dump and exposition early on, but most of the game isn't that heavy with story. So I know people want Mother 3. I know people want Mario and Luigi. Just hold off a little bit longer. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to return with the Secret of Mana remake. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to return with Subnautica, so stick around.